Hi guys, hope that you had an enjoyable weekend and starting another trading week. So we can see that quite a few instruments currently showing significant trading opportunity in the upcoming week, including CAD, GBP and ZD, dollar, euro, gold getting very volatile. So we'll be looking at all of them from the weekly perspective as well as the lower time frame perspective to see how we can find trading opportunity around those instruments. So I will begin with first of all DXY, and then also we'll be looking at other instrument as well one by one to see how the market is doing. Starting with DXY. Now before I begin this weekly Forex forecast, traders, if you enjoy this weekly Forex forecast, then make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So with that being said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay, traders, so let's begin first of all DXY, and then we'll be looking at also on other pairs, as DXY might give us a bit more clearer picture about most of the USD pairs. So and then we'll be looking at gold, US30 as well as yen pairs. So make sure you stick till the end of this weekly Forex forecast. So starting with the monthly chart to see overall direction in the market on DXY. Now from the monthly, we can see that this is the monthly bearish candle so far. First 20 days, we have seen that there was a significant bearish move. As this market started to drop, we might see a retest of this monthly support or even breaking further below this level. Now, if we look at the weekly chart to see a bit more clearer picture, we can see that from the weekly perspective, this is a long bearish candle followed by a narrow candle here on the weekly, followed by another strong bearish candle. Now this weekly bearish candle is absolutely bearish. As you can see, there is a long wick at the bottom and back-to-back two strong red candle with a narrow green candle, giving a high probability for DXY to drop further. And this is the support level on DXY from the weekly. Also, there is a gap here. What I think that DXY might retest this support of this below this green candle and could continue to drop to create a new lower low in that direction. Now if we look at the daily chart on DXY, what we can see that from the daily perspective, this is a downtrending market structure at the moment, and we have seen that on DXY there was a bounce followed by the market was creating series of lower high and lower low. And in this series of lower high and lower low creation, there is a consolidation pattern followed by a strong drop here. And what we can see, the market was gathering liquidity from this resistance level. And with that liquidity gathering, the market started to drop. And currently, the price is approaching this support level. And with this support, there is a doji here in this zone on the daily. Now with that doji, what we can expect on DXY for the price to retest and then to continue to drop in the major direction of the trend. Now if we draw a weekly important level of resistance here, which is turning here as the previous support below this green candle, turning resistance, dropping down to this support level. Now if we look at the daily chart here on DXY, what we can see that this is the support level turning resistance. There is a doji. What I think that in the beginning we might see another wave of up price to retest and then to continue to drop to this support level. Now looking at the intraday perspective on DXY, what we can see in this zone that this is a bearish price action. As you can see, the market was maintaining series of lower high and lower low, followed by this is a support which is turning resistance here. Therefore, what we can expect with the market open, initially we can expect another wave of bounce to the upside to this resistance and then to drop back to this support level. So this is where what I think that DXY might create this wave this week. This could be different traders. Make sure that you take it in terms of probability. The price action might do completely different what I have mentioned. So this is just a personal opinion. Make sure you do your own analysis as well. Now based on that, let's look at one by one. We will be looking at euro dollar, GBPUSD, AUDUSD, dollar CAD and other pairs. So starting with AUD USD. So AUD USD, starting with the monthly chart, what we can see that from the monthly on AUD USD. So this is the monthly price action. It's a huge bounce from the monthly on AUD USD. As we have seen this strong bounce, what we can expect on AUD USD for the price to test and then to create another bounce, as this market is currently in a bullish trend, expecting it to go back up to this resistance level to create a new higher high. Now if we look at the weekly chart to see a bit more clearer picture on AUD USD, we can see that from the weekly there is an inverted head and shoulder formation in that area. Now with this inverted head and shoulder formation, AUD USD might come back down for a deeper pullback, as we are expecting initial bounce on DXY that might be mirroring on AUD USD and expecting to go back up to this resistance level. Now looking at the daily chart on AUD USD, we can see that from the daily a bit more clearer picture here, and there is a daily bullish candle which has grabbed that strong liquidity that has given a momentum on AUD USD, followed by what we can see another bullish pin bar on the daily time frame on AUD USD. And what I think that the market might retest this support again, and as you can see, this is a previous resistance turning support. The price may continue to the upside, as it is a long-term uptrending market structure. Now looking at the lower time frame from the intraday perspective on AUD USD, we can see that there is an inverted potential inverted head and shoulder formation on AUD USD, and then could come back down towards the upside. Now what we can see in this zone here, the price was creating series of higher high and higher low, which is a typical uptrending market structure. What we could see on AUD USD for the price to come back to this support level and then to continue to drop to create a new higher high. So this is the support level that I will be waiting for AUD USD to retest. If we see suitable price action confirmation, we may continue, we may go for a long trade on AUD USD if we see suitable price action confirmation. Now let's look at euro dollar. Let's see what kind of price action it is creating. Now euro dollar, looking at the monthly chart, what we can see from the monthly that euro dollar has formed a bullish, strong bullish price action on the monthly. After this drop here on euro dollar, the market has made a significant bounce in that area. Now with this bounce, what we can expect on euro dollar for the price to come back down a bit for pullback and then to continue to rise, as we see that this market is still showing bullish price action. Now if we look at the weekly chart to see a bit more clearer picture on the weekly, what we can see that this is a weekly impulse, a complete bounce to the upside from the weekly, and with this drop, this is a bullish price action at the moment, and I think that a euro dollar may continue to rise to the upside to create a new higher high. So what we can see in this area on euro dollar, as it is a strongly bull market, we will be waiting for a retest and then to continue to rise to the upside after a retest and liquidity grab. Now looking at the daily chart on euro dollar, what we can see from the daily perspective, this is a daily bullish price action. If you look at, there is an impulse correction. The price was creating series of higher high and higher low, which is a typical uptrending market structure. Now what we can see, this is support here, strong impulse, support here, impulse. So the market is forming series of higher high and higher low. So what we can see in this area, this is a bullish candle also with a strong liquidity grab, followed by there is a doji in this area on the daily time frame on euro dollar, expecting for this price to come back down for a deeper pullback. And what we can expect on euro dollar for this price to come back down to this support level and retest and then to continue to rise to the upside. So from the intraday perspective, what we can see, there is a potential for an inverted head and shoulder formation on euro dollar, and with this potential inverted head and shoulder formation, as soon as we see that euro dollar has formed a bullish price action, we will look for going long with a high probability trade setup. So now let's look at GBP USD. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have on GBP USD. Now looking at the monthly chart on GBP USD, what we can see that from the monthly, this is the monthly bullish impulse so far, a strong bullish price action, expecting GBP USD to come back down and then to move back up to the upside to create a new higher high. Now if we look at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly, this is an impulse here followed by a correction, and we can see another impulse on GBP USD. Now what we can expect on GBP USD for the price to drop again, to retest this support and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on GBP USD, what we can see from the daily time frame, this is the daily bullish price action. There is an impulse followed by a correction, impulse, deeper correction, and the market is forming series of higher high and higher low, which is a typical uptrending market structure. On GBP USD, will be waiting for this price to come back down to retest and then to continue to rise. This is the support level that what we can expect on GBP USD on the lower time frame. As you can see, like the euro dollar, GBP USD also trying to form a potential inverted head and shoulder. So initially with the market open, if we see that GBP USD has come back down for a deeper pullback, we can expect it to move back up to create a new higher high. So this is the support level that we will be waiting on GBP USD to give us suitable entry opportunity. As soon as we will find suitable entry, we will be looking for going long on GBP USD with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument. From the monthly, what we can see that after the monthly open, there is a strong drop here. This is a strong bearish price action on dollar CAD, and expecting as it is downtrending market structure, as what is going down is likely to go down. So you could see that dollar CAD is coming down to create a new lower low further. Now if we look at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly, this is an impulsive phase on the weekly, and followed by the market is gathering liquidity multiple times in that area. Now what we can expect on dollar CAD for this price to drop down to create a new lower low, as it is a downtrending market structure. Now this is the support level on dollar CAD. Now if we look at the daily chart on dollar CAD, what we can see that from the daily, this is a long-term bearish price action on dollar CAD. What we can see, there is a strong liquidity grab, big drop, followed by another bull move, and then another drop, followed by another bull move, another drop. So the market is forming series of lower high and lower low, which is a downtrending market structure on dollar CAD. Now what I think that with the market open, we might see another bounce here and then to continue to drop to the downside to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the intraday time frame on dollar CAD, what we can see that this is an inverted this is a head and shoulder formation in that area. If you closely look at, now with this head and shoulder, we might see potential head and shoulder formation on dollar CAD. And what we could see in that area for the price to form that head and shoulder and then continue to drop to create a new lower low. So this is a potentially downtrend, and if we see the dollar CAD has grabbed enough liquidity in that zone, then we will be looking for going short on dollar CAD with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at gold, guys. Make sure that you stick till the end of this weekly forex forecast to see everything how might be doing this week. So starting with the monthly chart, as usual, from the monthly perspective on gold, we can see that there is a significant bullish momentum on gold. Now the previous months, there is a bullish candle with a huge long wick at the top on the monthly, and with this monthly bull candle, what we can expect on gold for the price to go ahead and fill that long wick on the monthly, and therefore already we see that the wick is filled. What I think that as still we have 10 days to go. The momentum is bullish. We can expect for this price to move back up to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly chart on the gold, what we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly impulse followed by very narrow correction as we expected. This next correction we have seen a bit of deeper, and we can see the market now moving up to create a new higher high. So this is a typical uptrending market structure. This weekly candle is significantly bullish. What I think that on gold is for the price to drop for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to the upside to create a new higher high. So this is the resistance line here, expecting gold to drop and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on gold, what we can see that from the daily, this is the daily impulse correction. The market is forming series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market structure. Now this is a resistance line here on gold, also the resistance which is turning support here. Now last day of trading week, we have seen that significant bullish price action, expecting gold for the price to come back down for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to the upside to create a new higher high. So now let's look at the intraday time frame, how the market structure is forming. We can see that there is a narrower doji here, which in fact a very strong liquidity grab, and also we have seen another liquidity grab here. Back to back 2 sessions of a strong liquidity grab has given gold a strong momentum on the intraday. Now if we take our Fibonacci for this potential for this move on gold, we can see that there is a potential for a retest of 61.8%, which is the golden ratio of Fibonacci to be retested, which is also a high level of liquidity zone as there is a weakless candle. Now on gold, we will be waiting for the price for a deeper pullback, and as soon as we see that gold has dropped down for a deeper pullback, we will be looking for going long. Let's see the lower time frame on the 15 minutes to see how we might see the market open. Now 15 minutes market structure, we can see that it's a very strongly bullish at the moment. There was a strong consolidation and the market was forming series of higher high and higher low, which is a typical uptrending market structure. What we can expect on gold for the price for to drop in that direction initially, and this is what I will be waiting on gold for the price to break any of this liquidity zone. If we see that gold in the market open initially has dropped, that is necessary for us to maintain a bullish market structure or to have a bullish trade. Once we see that the market has dropped well below, then we will be looking for going long on gold with a high probability trade setup. Guys and girls, if you enjoyed this analysis, make sure that you give a thumbs up, and also if you want to learn the strategy that I am trading and also be part of this trading community, also you can join us today in Forex Trading Wizard Academy. There is a link below this video in the description area. You can visit the website and then you can join us to be part of the trading community, to trade with me and also to learn the strategy that I am trading. Now let's look at the yen pair, starting with the GBP JPY, starting with the monthly chart on GJ. Now from the monthly, we can see that GBP JPY is a long-term bullish market. What we can see from this level here, this is an impulse on GJ from the monthly, quite a few months of consolidation, and we see that the market is still in a bullish impulse on GJ. Now this is a monthly bullish impulse, and expecting on GJ to continue to move back up as it is a strongly bull market, and we have seen a retest of this monthly support. We may see that GJ now going up and feeling that monthly long wick at the top. Now if we look at the weekly chart on GBP JPY, what we can see that from the weekly, this is a good bullish impulse followed by a gap opening. There is another bullish candle. What we can see, there is a very narrow wick at the top on GBP JPY, and we will be waiting for this price for a bit of pullback, as this weekly candle looks like that it is still bullish, as this gap opening is signaling potential further bounce on GJ, and I think that the price is likely to go back up to this resistance level for long-term perspective. Now looking at the daily chart on GBP/JPY, what we can see that from the daily, this is a daily impulse followed by a correction, and we can see that GJ is in another impulsive phase. Now last day of trading week, there is a pin bar here. Now with this pin bar, what we can see, GBP/JPY is moving up further as this pin bar is signaling strong bullish price action. What we can expect, as this is the last day of trading week, also a long week at the top, expecting GBP/JPY to continue to rise to the resistance level. Now looking at the intraday time frame on GJ, what we can see that this is a very strong impulse on GBP/JPY, narrow correction, and what we can see, the market is forming series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market structure. Now if we look at this level here, which is the resistance line on GJ, which turning to a support level, what we can expect on GBP/JPY for this price to drop further to grab liquidity and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So this is where I will be waiting on GJ to give us a deeper pullback. As soon as we see that GBP/JPY has grabbed liquidity, we will be looking for going long with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at dollar yen. Let's see what kind of price action we have in dollar yen. Looking at the monthly chart, what we can see that from the monthly on dollar yen, this is the monthly bullish price action. There is a strong impulse followed by a narrow correction, and as the market after retest, we see that upside bias here on dollar yen, expecting for this price to go ahead and retest. And what I think that if you look at GJ, what we can see, the market just breaking out and feeling that long week. What I think that on dollar yen, it might follow the same pattern as there is a long week at the top. Now if we look at the weekly chart on dollar yen, what we can see that from the weekly, there is a doji here, and what we see that the price with this doji formation, there is an impulse, very narrow correction, and we can see another impulse followed by deeper correction. The market is in strongly bullish momentum at the moment. There is a doji here, expecting dollar yen for the price to come down for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to the upside to create a new higher high. Now if we look at the daily chart on dollar yen, what we can see that from the daily, there is a strong impulse followed by a deeper correction. What we can expect on dollar yen for this price, there is a long week at the top and waiting for this price on dollar yen for the price to drop and then to go back up to create a new higher high. So what we can see on dollar yen, we'll be waiting for this price to come back to this support and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So looking at the intraday time frame on dollar yen, what we can see, there is a very strong impulse, narrow doji, expecting on dollar yen to come back down for a deeper pullback and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So this is where we will be waiting on dollar yen for the price to give us suitable entry opportunity. So as soon as we will find suitable entry on dollar yen, we will be looking for going long with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at US30 and Nasdaq. Now US30, starting with the monthly chart, what we can see that from the monthly, US30 is a bullish price action. This month so far, we have seen after previous monthly strong breakdown, which in fact a liquidity candle. This month we can see that from this support, the market started to bounce back up to create a new higher high. If we look at the weekly chart on US30, what we can see that from the weekly, there is a bullish pin bar here with a gap opening with an impulse followed by another bullish price action here on the weekly time frame on US30, expecting for this price for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on US30, what we can see that from the daily, it is maintaining a strong bullish market structure, an impulse correction, impulse deeper correction, and every time we see that there is forming a liquidity candle, that liquidity candle propelling US30 to bounce back up. As you can see, according to our liquidity candle tool, we can see potential liquidity candle here and expecting on US30 for the price to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So looking at the intraday time frame, we can see that there is a dodgy formation. The market has grabbed liquidity from here, and what we can see that US30 for the price to drop in that zone to grab liquidity and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So this is where we will be waiting on US30. As soon as we find suitable entry opportunity on US30, we will be looking for going long with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at Nasdaq. Let's see what kind of price action that we have on Nasdaq. Starting with the monthly chart on Nasdaq, we can see that from the monthly, this is a monthly bullish impulse on Nasdaq. And what we can see currently, the price is forming series of higher high and higher low, which is a strong uptrending market structure on Nasdaq, and expecting for the price to drop and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So if we look at the weekly chart on Nasdaq, what we can see that from the weekly, this is a very strong bullish impulse. With this drop, the market has made another strong impulse, expecting for this price to come down for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on Nasdaq, what we can see that from the daily, this is a very strong impulse followed by deeper correction, another impulse, narrow correction. The market is maintaining series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market structure on Nasdaq. We'll be waiting for this price for a deeper pullback. As you can see, there is a red doji. I think that Nasdaq may continue to drop a bit more downside on the lower time frame for another liquidity grab, and then we can expect for this price to bounce back up. So now looking at the intraday time frame from the 4-hour perspective, we can see that this market is still maintaining a bullish market structure, but at the same time we can see that there is a multiple liquidity grab at the top. I think that we might see another wave of drop either to this support or to this support before it bounce back up for another new uptrending market structure. So this is where we will be waiting to see Nasdaq how it behaves. So based on that, we will be trading in the upcoming week. And also traders, as you know, that I'll be coming on live and also posting analysis to help you in your trading journey. Make sure that you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.